Okay, let's get started. You might find it helpful to have a few yoga blocks with you today. If you don't have that, you could grab a few thick books or maybe a few soup cans. If you're really flexible, you might not need them at all. I also grabbed a blanket. If your hips are really tight, you might like to sit up on a blanket or later on for underneath your knees. So find your Sukhasana, sit up nice and tall, hands on knees, close your eyes. And just start to focus on your breathing. Deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Setting aside your to-do list from today, your activities from today. Every time those thoughts come into your mind, just gently sending them away, coming back to your breathing, no judgment. And blink your eyes open on your inhale, roll your shoulders up. Let's just unwind from the day. Inhale, roll them up. Exhale as they come down your back. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale as they roll down your back. Nice. Let's move into child's pose. So if you want that blanket up underneath your knees, go ahead and place it on your mat. Bring your knees wide, big toes touching as you shift your hips back towards your heels. Extend your hands towards the top of the mat. Breathe into your lower back. Maybe you'll feel it in your upper back. You can even bring your hands to your sides in a traditional child's pose. That might feel good here too. And steady breath. On your next inhale, make your way up to tabletop pose. Moving into cat-cow spinal stretches. Let your belly drop, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. Exhale as you round through your back, chin towards your chest. Inhale, belly drops, lift your gaze. Exhale, round through your back. Keep this going at your pace. So you inhale to find your cow, lifting your heart. And then you exhale to find your cat, just moving back and forth. Always feel free to linger if there's anywhere you need a little extra stretch. Then bring your knees apart, shift your hips back for just a quick child's pose. And then lift yourself back up. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. And then just slowly start to walk your feet one step at a time, coming to a fold at the top of the mat. Put a generous bend in your knees and grab at your elbows and gently sway side to side. Just nice and slow, keeping it easy on your lower back, easy on your nervous system. Maybe bob up and down if that feels good. Then release your hands down, put a good bend in your knees as you roll up one vertebra at a time. Inhale, keep your hands going, lift them over your head, palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good. Inhale, lift your hands over your head, grab onto your left wrist, pull it over towards the right. Big stretch through your left side. Inhale through center. Exhale, grab the opposite wrist, pulling it to the other side. Inhale, move through center. On your exhale, cactus your arms, pause here, opening through your heart. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, cactus again. This time, press your elbows back and keep it going all the way down. And then interlace your hands behind your lower back, open up. Bring your hands over to your left hip and let your left ear drop to your left shoulder. Breathe into the side of your neck. And then inhale, come through center, open. Exhale, drop your right ear to shoulder, hands over the right hip. Inhale through center, and then exhale, bend your knees a lot as you come to your forward fold. Keep the interlace if it feels okay on your shoulders. If it doesn't feel good, just release it. Maybe bend one knee, then bend the other. Swaying side to side, and then release your hands down. Halfway lift on your inhale. On your exhale, step your right foot way back to the back of the mat. Bring your knee down. Inhale, lift your chest. Keep your hands lower for this one. You can bring your hands to your hips just to help you remember to face them both forward. So that right hip needs to come forward too. Breathe into that hip flexor. Nice, calm, steady breath. Now you might want your blocks or your soup cans or whatever you grab for this next part. Straighten your front leg. Point the toes up and bring your hands either to the mat or to those props as you fold over the straight leg. Point the left toes up and send your right hip forward. Nice, steady breath. Don't force anything, just go to whatever space is available. And then bend into your front knee as you walk your hands or your blocks forward, opening through your heart, and then walk them back as you bow over your straight leg again. Bend into your front knee, walk it forward, open up, inhale. Exhale, walk it back, bow forward, surrender. Just move back and forth here. Inhale, walk it forward, lift your heart. Exhale, walk it back, bow forward. Inhale, walk it forward. Good. This time, heel toe that foot off to the left. Bring your hands to the inside of the foot for lizard pose. So you can stay lifted here. I always feel it enough in my hips here, but if you feel like you need a little bit more, you can come down to your elbows, either to the block or all the way to the mat. Make sure your knee and toes are still pointed forward if you do that. Or just stay lifted. Wherever you are, you're breathing deep, releasing tension with every exhale. Lean off to the right as you bring your knee behind you, and then make some big hip circles, shifting to one side, around back towards your heels and forward, making big circles. Good. And then switch directions, go the other way. Around, shifting back towards your heels and forward. And keep breathing, not holding your breath. Good. Pause in child's pose. And then lift yourself up. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. And start walking your feet just one step at a time, coming to that forward fold. And then we'll root to rise. Press into your feet. Sweep your hands all the way up. Big breath in. And then grab onto your left wrist. Pull it to the right as you exhale. Big stretch. Inhale. Come back through center. Grab the opposite wrist and pull it towards the left as you exhale. Inhale through center. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your heart. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, cactus again. Press your elbows back as you come all the way down, and then interlace your hands behind your lower back. Bend your knees a lot. Come to a forward fold. Keep the interlace if it feels okay. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step the left foot back. Let's get ready for this side. Bring that knee down. Inhale, lift your chest. Just keep the hands down here. Press that left hip crease forward. Nice. And then straighten your front leg. Point the toes up. Again, sending that left hip crease forward. You can bring your hands to the mat or to blocks on either side of the foot. Pointing the toes up, breathe into the back of the leg. And let's find that movement again. Walk the blocks or your hands forward, lift your heart. Exhale, walking it back, bow over the leg. Inhale, walk it forward, lift. Exhale, walk it back. Good. Inhale, walk it forward. Exhale, walk it back, surrender, bow. Inhale, walk it forward. Now heel toe that foot off to the right. Bring your hands to the inside of the foot for your lizard pose. Press your hips down, lift your heart. If you have the space, maybe your elbows come down to a block or even all the way to the mat. Otherwise, keep yourself lifted. Use your breath to settle in. Inhaling, creating space. Exhale, settle in, soften. And then come back to tabletop pose. Now from here, just drop your hips, lift your heart, come right into Cobra pose. Maybe gently rock side to side. And then shift your hips back, find child's pose. Knees apart, big toes touching. Take a few good deep breaths. Walk your hands over to the left side of the mat. Stretch through the right side, maybe even shifting your hips slightly to the right. On your next inhale, walk your hands through the center, and as you exhale, walk them to the right side of your mat. Maybe shifting your hips slightly to the left. Feel that stretch through your left side body. And walk your hands back to center and start to roll it up one vertebra at a time. Moment in hero pose, sitting back on your heels. Just take a few breaths. And then shift your hips to one side as you swing your legs around. Scooch to the center of the mat. Go ahead, roll onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest. Start to rock side to side. Feel the pressure of the mat on your lower back. And come center. Place your left foot on the mat. Right ankle crosses just above that left knee. You can stay here if this is already enough. Or maybe you lift the left leg, grab behind the thigh, and relax down, keeping that right foot flexed to protect that knee. You can rock side to side here if it feels okay, but again, just being careful with your knee. Breathing into any tension, never forcing. If this is too much, bring your foot back down. Then bring the foot back down. Cross that right leg deeper over the left. Scoot your hips to the right as you let your knees fall to the left. You can hook your left hand on top of that right thigh and open your right arm to a T. If it feels good, you can look over your right shoulder. Or if that's too much, just keep looking up towards the ceiling. So inhaling, creating space. Exhaling, settling in, softening. Just notice where you still might be holding on to a little tension. Send your breath to those areas, and as you exhale, see if you can soften a little bit more. On inhale, as you come back through center, unwind. Let's do the other side. So now a windshield wipe your knees from side to side first. That always feels good between this. And then left foot crosses over that right knee. Keep that foot flexed, and then maybe you stay here, maybe you lift to grab behind the thigh. Again, if it feels good, you can rock side to side. Just be really careful with that knee. Make sure you keep that left foot flexed. Then bring that foot back down, cross the leg deeper over. Move your hips to the left as you let your knees fall to the right. Use that right hand, hook it onto the left thigh, opening the left arm to a T. Maybe looking over that shoulder, or just keep your gaze back up at the ceiling. You can even close your eyes. Noticing again where you might be holding on to tension. Using your breath to soften. See if you can soften a little bit more through the shoulders, a little bit more through the hips. Even softening through the face. Soften your eyebrows, soften your jawbone. And come back to center. Windshield wiper your knees again, side to side. And then we'll get ready for Shavasana. This is our final resting pose. Let your legs come long, feet flop open, palms face up. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, side out. Your whole body sink deeper into the mat, letting go of control. Of course, you can just stop the video and stay here however long you like. When you're ready, start to deepen your breathing, wiggle fingers and toes. Bring your arms over your head, take a big long stretch. And then roll onto your side in your fetal asana. Drawing your knees in towards your chest. Take a moment here to find gratitude for the day, gratitude for your practice, for your amazing body that just guided you through the practice. And go ahead and lift yourself up to sitting pose. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, side out. Have a beautiful day.